know what, bro? You get to a point in your life where you get tired of the struggle, man. And you struggle with everything. Like if you ain't got no money, you're just gonna struggle, bro. If you ain't got a whole lot of looks, now I see why dudes become millionaires and billionaires. Cause they don't want to struggle, man. You know what I'm saying? Struggling is when you hold on one second. Struggling is when you could barely or you can't get nothing, man. I mean, struggling is you gotta stop and get some water, man. Struggling is like you just can't get things to move, man. Like it's like a car that's having problems. You're trying to get it to start and it won't start. You know, you get it to move, but it keeps stopping and having problems. You get tired of that, man. And you get tired of getting the women that you actually want. I just saw a female in Starbucks that had one of the nicest figures on the planet, man. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, she was an Asian chick. She was very young. And I'm like, God damn, I would love to like be in the bedroom with her. Holy cow. And she was like at least a 7, man. And she had one of the nicest figures in the world, bro. Like, pow. I mean, her booty wasn't too big, but it was a nice hourglass shape. And that type of stuff you will struggle to get. You feel what I'm saying? It's a struggle to get that. And if you do get it, you won't keep it for very long. You see, I have always struggled getting women with hourglass shapes and keeping them. You know, that's been my struggle my whole entire life. And after a while, you just get tired of the struggle, man. You just get tired of it. You say, no, but I'm going to get my bread up for a change, man, because I can see that I'm going to be struggle throughout my whole entire life, man. You know, you're going to struggle. My whole entire life is going to be about a struggle, bro. You're never going to fucking be able to win in life. You're struggling getting everything, bro, out here. You feel what I'm saying? It's a struggle, a struggle, a struggle, a struggle. Now I see why men become hella rich and they don't want to struggle getting anything. They don't want to feel like they're missing out on shit. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I think I made the wrong moves, man, coming up. You feel me? I made the wrong moves. That's what it was. My bad. Hold on one second, man. The thing is, I see why, like I said, man, I see why dudes become millionaires and billionaires, man. Because they don't want to struggle getting things. Like you got cars you like, that's out there and you can't get it because you don't have the money. You got women that you like, you can't get it because you ain't got the looks. You feel what I'm saying? It's a struggle. And I said, man, bro, you're going to be out here for the rest of your life if you don't. You're going to be out here struggling for the rest of your life if you don't get on the ball, bro. If you don't get on the fucking chase, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I just saw a female with the nicest curves in the world, bro. Like, and I was like, God damn. Oh, she was young too, man. She was like at least 19, 20, bro. And, some dudes can pull it because they got the looks to pull stuff like that. I never was able to pull anything like that. That's been my struggle my whole entire life. For sure, man. I always been struggling. Even when I was younger, I struggled keeping women that were like around the 7 in looks. I struggled keeping those. Those slip through my finger like butter, man. Because of your competition, bro. Your competition want them type of women too. It's like you gotta be the best of the best to get these type of women. You gotta have your money straight. You gotta have everything straight. You know what I'm saying? There's certain type of women I struggle to get. You feel what I'm saying? Certain type of females I struggle to get. And it's like, God damn, I wish I was like better looking. I wish I was like Tyrone or something. But that's not the reality though, man. Most of us are not Chaz and Tyrones. Most of us are average at best. Most people, when they come out of the womb, are average looking. Most people. And there's a small percentage of people that come out top tier and a small percentage of people that come out sub 5. God damn, she had a nice body on her. God damn, her body was on point. I'm like, God damn, life ain't fair. I would love to be in the bedroom with that girl. I mean, she had a perfect body, bro. The booty wasn't too big. It wasn't too small. It was just right. Curvy, man. She was nice and curvy. I was like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, and $1 million. And I won't be able to get none of that until I get some money, bro. There's certain women that just out of your reach. And you won't be able to get them unless you get some money because you don't have the looks to attract them. Especially as you age, man.
Wait.
The looks don't get better as you age, man. It gets worse. Every year that goes by, man, it just gets worse. What's up with it? Yeah. Just get, I know my lane. I know certain women I could, what's up with it, Hawk? You mean give it a shot? No, man, you won't get those type of women, man. I know my lane. You feel what I'm saying? And a woman with a body like that and a face like that, I ain't never had in my entire life. Not even close. She got 7, maybe an 8, almost an 8 in the face. No, I give her almost an 8. I said a 7. Give her almost an 8 in the face, and the body was on point. I say, I gave that body around an 8, man, and I ain't never had that in my entire life. So I ain't gonna get it now, especially being older and less attractive, I'm less attractive now than I was when I was in my 20s. So I know my lane. I know what, I know that I'll never ever get these type of women unless I got money. So I'm going to struggle my whole entire life, man, until I get money. Until you get money, you'll never even get a sniff of that coochie, man. Certain women like that, like in Starbucks, I won't even approach her. I don't have the confidence or the money or the youth. Little Seven, I mean, I could tell that we won't pop off at all. It won't last very long because of the age difference. You know what I'm saying? There's a huge age gap between me and Little Seven. You feel what I'm saying? So that'll be only like a one-time thing, and then somebody else that's better looking and younger will come and take her away. But if I got money, better chance at keeping her around. We gotta stop and get some water. See what I'm saying? So it's like, it's hard, man. Man, get this guy out of here. Moderators, talking about, get in here. Fuck you, bitch. Get out of here. There's a troll in the goddamn, there's a troll out here, man. In the comment section. What's up with the Hawkins? Get that motherfucker out of here. Moderator. Yeah, he my moderator too. Hawkins. There's certain women you just won't be able to touch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know my lane. I've been out here for like 45 years, and I know I ain't gonna never be able to get nothing like that until I get some bread. Because the women with asses, they get knocked up real quick. You guys notice that? A woman with a nice fat ass, they get pregnant young. You feel me? They get pregnant young. Okay, dudes knock them up and try to keep them around, man. Dudes putting seeds in that. No one in the world, a woman gonna reach 30 years old and she ain't got no children if she got a fat ass. Feel what I'm saying? If she got a fat ass, man, you better get in line, because tons of motherfuckers want that, man. That's why it's so competitive, because her sexual market value is up high. Especially if she's really pretty in the face, and if she got a pretty smoking hot body. It's up high. It's up high. You won't be able to reach it, because there's other men that want that too. That's why it's hard, because you're a competition, man. What's up with the Sean Breezy? You just watched Travel with Paul video? Yeah, that was funny as hell. He funny, bro. Roasting motherfuckers. He good at roasting. Like I said, man, certain women are out of your reach. Like some of these, like passport bros, or some of the expat guys that fool themselves into thinking that these young hot tenderoni chicks want them, and they'll somehow make excuses and give them passes and shit like that. I think I'm gonna have some pizza this morning, man. I'm supposed to be fasting. Man. Yeah, I think I might get something, man. But I'm gonna work out probably later on. But anyway, like I said, like some of these guys that go over there, and they thinking that these like young, hot, tenderoni women want them, okay, uh, over there in other countries. But really, those women are only there just for their money and not for them. Like this, we got this one guy on YouTube. I ain't gonna mention no names, but he's married to a Filipina that's like 21 years old, and he's 60. And I'm like, nah, nigga, you wouldn't be getting no looks from her, man, if you was over here in the Matrix, man. You feel what I'm saying? These women don't want you over there, man. It's about looks and age over there too, bro. Like, they just hide it more, man. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of you dudes who are sub 5, you going over there, man, and you think that these really, really pretty women want you. No, that's not your face match, bro. It's about looks over there too. You feel what I'm saying? In other countries, like that dude that's hanging out with what's his name, ex-girlfriend? God damn it, can't think of his name. Austin Holloman. Yeah, that's right. Austin Holloman's ex-girlfriend hanging out with some new sub 5 dude, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, nah, she not really into you like that, bro. She just wants your money. This is a pay-for-play thing, bro. Like, same thing with the dude that's married to his Filipina, tall white dude, married to his Filipina in the Philippines. In his mind, he thinking like, well, she got with me before I had some money. I mean, when we first met, I didn't really have all my shit together right away. So it can't be the money that she's after, because she came after me, without money. But nah, you don't get it, man. You have a passport, you fucking dummy. So they're attracted to the American passport that you got. They're not attracted to you, bro. You have a turkey neck. You are old. You're 60. So somehow in his mind, he made up stories, man. Just made it all up. Just, man, she really want me for me, man. Like, bro, you are 60. She's 21. She's only with you for the butter, man. For the bacon. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, that girl got a nice body and stuff too, man. But she's even like above my looks level. And if I got with her, it would be nothing but a transactional relationship, especially with the age gap, man. These young females, they're only with you because of your bread, bro. Now, you get a few young females that like you for you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're still good looking as a dude or whatever, for your older age, right? You still keep your shape, and body's in shape, you look good. Yeah, you'll find a few young females that like you. But for the most part, bro, if the woman is above your looks level, if the woman is like, if there's a fucking 20-year age gap, and we can clearly see that, you're hella old and she's young, that's not a real relationship, man. Feel what I'm saying? That's not a real relationship, man. We gonna get some pizza this morning, man. I want some pizza. I haven't had it in a while. I don't really eat pizza no more because it's so fattening. But every now and then we gotta get a fix, man. We gotta get that pizza fix. Thank you, man.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, he's desperate, big time. Yeah, I mean, dudes go over there. They're not used to dating like young hot females, man. They're not used to all of that. So they go where they can get it. I understand that part. I understand. I understand where he's going with it, man. A lot of guys, either you're sub five or you're average. You still crave top tier females, man. You know what I'm
ਜਿੰਨੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਮੰਨ ਲਓ 50 ਦਿੱਤੇ ਨੇ 50 ਲਾ ਕੇ ਸਦਾ ਜ਼ੀਰੋ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਲਾਣੀ ਲਾਣੀ ਹਾਂ
saying? Two for 250. Huh? 250? Oh. Shit.
ਇਹਨੂੰ ਆਫਰ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਆਫਰ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਸੀ ਆ ਬਾਟੋ ਲਈ ਤੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਦੋ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਬਾਈ 1 ਗੈਟ 1 ਫ੍ਰੀ ਦਾ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਪਿਆ
Yeah. Thank you. We forgot. They forgot to get the pizza. Thank you.
ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਇੱਕ ਸਲਾਈਸ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਹੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਲਾਈਸ ਦੋ ਹੀ ਲਾਈ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਜੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਲਾਈਸ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਹੇ ਤਿੰਨ ਦੀ ਦੋ ਚਾਰ ਦੀਆਂ
Yo, forget my pizza, man. Don't forget my pizza. I'm just waiting for my pizza. Definitely a new guy, man. So it's about looks out there too, man. They're just more subtle with it. They hide it. You know? And then you struggle over here. You go overseas so you won't have to struggle. That's why you got a bunch of sub-5 dudes and older men like flooding, Pattaya, Thailand, the Philippines, because over here, man, you are invisible to a lot of females that you really want. You feel what I'm saying? You feel invisible. You feel forgotten about by certain females. I had to come down to like 10% body fat just to be recognized, man, by younger females. You feel what I'm saying? That's how it was. I had to get on steroids to be recognized, man. That's how bad it was. Because you put on weight as an older man, it just makes everything worse. Like me, I'm eating this pizza. I ain't supposed to be eating it right now. But I'm really hungry. Like when you young and stuff, man, you're visible and shit like that. You're getting young females because you're young. But after you hit 30, all of a sudden you become the old guy in the club or the old guy wherever you hang out at. You become that old guy. And it gets worse after age 25. So you start branching out, like going to the Philippines, Thailand, where they're not really tripping about age like that. Out here in America, they trip about age, man. Women do. They trip about looks, everything. You 20 years older than them, unless you one of them exception guys that got a lot of money, or you just look good for your age, that's different. You got a six pack, you got low percent body fat, you're in shape, then I can see you dating a female that's young. But even then, eventually down the stretch, you'll start to lose your looks even more. You're getting worse every year that goes by, man. It don't get better. You know, if you date a 21-year-old female, she's gonna stay looking good for a minute. And you 45, what happens when you get 50? She gonna leave you for a younger dude? That's why your money gotta be on point. When I was younger, I used to get free passes and shit, man. Free this, free that. Free coochie. You know what I'm saying? You know, everything was free. And it got over 30, now everything costs. They ain't giving you no more free passes after a certain age, man. You know, women gave you passes because you was young. You feel me? Now, everything costs. Now it becomes more about your wallet the older you get. I keep telling you guys that. Boy, them some strange characters on Trouble Paul video, man. I don't care what nobody say. That dude looks strange, man. The dude that's dating Austin Holloman's ex-girl, man, he looks strange. That nigga look like a character out of a cartoon. I just thought about what I said. The dude looked like a character out of a cartoon, bro. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a character. You know? For real. Tell you, man. He did. He did like a character, bro, from some like a cartoon. Like I don't know what cartoon, but that nigga look like something out of Looney Tunes, though. Dudes ain't got the looks. They gotta go overseas. You know, you got Sub 5 travel to Thailand or Zoom to Thailand. You got his little Sub 5 ass talking about, yeah, man, they don't discriminate over here, bro. Come to Thailand. You got a bunch of Sub 5 dudes jumping on planes and landing in Thailand with the quickness. That's what's really going on, man. A bunch of Sub 5 dudes, they done had it. They get tired of the way women treat them. I'm going to Thailand, bro. I ain't getting no goddamn pussy bro here, man. Yeah, I'm Sub 5, so what? I'm getting on the plane. I'm going to the Philippines where they don't discriminate. Yeah, they do. They don't tell you that. Hold on one second. I gotta pour my water into this water. I'm telling you guys, don't be fooled, man. You know, they're going back to their friends, talking about, ew, I had to lick his gray balls. Ew, I had to give him a blowjob this morning, but I had to do it, you know, because he's paying me, you know. I had to do it. They're telling you, they're going back to, that's how they think, bro. Ew, he had gray hairs on his balls. I had to lick it. Ew, it made my skin crawl. That's how the young females is, though. That's why working out and keeping your body in shape, man, is crucial for an older guy. I mean, it's crucial for everybody, but especially for an older dude. Okay, let's get the hell out of here. You know, I do have some bad buck teeth. Yeah, some mad buck teeth. Yeah, some mad buck teeth. I'll leave that man alone, man. Let's leave him alone, man. Nah, it's about look up there too, man. The women don't, you know, like physical attractiveness is worldwide, okay? A lot of you older guys, you got it in your head that these women really truly love you, and they like that's impossible. Cause go back home and see if you can still pull that bullshit that you pulling over there in Thailand with the young females. You come over here, you invisible, man. They don't see you out here. I know one day I'm gonna be completely invisible too, man. In the next 15, 20 years, I'll be completely invisible. I'll be relying on nothing but my wallet. You feel what I'm saying? You relying on nothing but your wallet over here. In the Matrix. You know. But I'm at an age where I can still pull a few youngins, man. Like women in their like mid to late 20s. Of course, 30s. I can get with a female that's 37, 38. But as I get older, it's getting harder and harder to attract young females. You know what I'm saying? Like young females, when they pass me, they don't look at me and say hi, bro. They keep it pushing. Most of them. Not all of them, but most. You know? Let me know that I'm still good looking. As long as I keep the body fat percentage low, man, you'll get more smiles and stuff. And that's what's been happening, man. Nowadays, and I dropped a little bit of weight. I've dropped like 8 pounds so far. And now I get more smiles and stuff. And, you know, before I wasn't getting that, bro. When I was 8 pounds heavier, I wasn't getting no smiles and stuff, man. They kept on pushing. But I'll let you know that, you know, the moment you chunk up, you lose some of them looks. Even females who turn me down, you know, looking at me and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Acting different around me, basically. You know. You killing at the buck tea. You guys going in on them hard. I couldn't help myself either, man. I had to go in too. You know, I had to go in on dude that was on Austin Holloman's latest video. I had to go in. He actually looked like Goofy with the buck teeth, man. You know, he actually he looked like Goofy, bro. That's who he looked like, Goofy. Niggas is capping on him hard, bro. You know. Hey, you still talk about the Arabic Chad friend. I haven't talked to him in like years, man. I don't really hang around him that much, man, because he outshines me in every way. Women talk about him behind his back like he's a steak dinner or something. You feel what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to hang out with him when he get all the attention, and I'm just a shadow, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, desperate is what desperate does, man. You know, see, a lot of these guys, they want the beautiful hot women, man. You know, the sub 5 guys, the guys who are getting on planes, going overseas. They want the beautiful, hot, smoking women. We all do. But some of us don't have the genetics to attract them, though. That's the problem. You know, that's the problem right there. We ain't got them genetics like that. You know, I understand you're doing something about your problem, man. You're doing something about your reproductive problem. You know, I think Austin Holloman girl would like me a little bit more, though, if I was out there, because I'm better looking than Austin Holloman, bro. Austin Holloman, he's strange looking, bro. You know, his lips look like the top of a condom, bro. Like the he look. It does, man. Or a Cheerio or something. You feel what I'm saying? Oh my God. He got Austin Holloman. He got like a mouth like a Cheerio, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like a big ass Cheerio. You know, he was struggling, man. The dude is some motherfucker was saying, "Oh, Austin Holloman is so he's a Tyrone Light." I'm like, bruh, if he was a Tyrone Light, he wouldn't be getting up on the plane going overseas, man. Tyrones don't need to travel to get pussy, bruh. Even if he a Tyrone Light, which is basically under Tyrone, like an 8 in looks or something. The 9s and 10s are Tyrones. That's like model material, man. 7s and 8s are like Tyrone Lights. You feel what I'm saying? You know, and you know, Calcat getting jealous of Arabic Cat 2.0. Nah, man, because you know, when you got somebody that's better looking than you, bro, yeah, you're gonna get jealous. Jealousy, envy, all that. Like if you got more food on your plate than I do, I'm gonna be looking at your plate and wishing I had that, and I'm gonna feel envious. I'm gonna feel jealous. Like if I got like only a handful of food in my plate, and you got a big ass like steak dinner with pork chops on the side, you know, rice, you know, lobsters, all that stuff. If you got all that and I ain't got it, I'm like, shit. If I'm hanging around this dude, what he gonna do is just eat in front of my face, and basically, you know, eating in front of your face, licking his fingers. You be like, man, what the fuck is going on? He's Chad, bro. The Arabic guy, he's Chad. I told him straight to his face. I said, bruh, you are Chad. You're Chad, bruh. He know who Chad is. You know, I sent him a video of facing LMS, you know, a while back. Now he knows, you know, the Stacy's, you know, Chad, Tyrone. He knows all that. He watches that shit too. Don't forget, Chaz and Tyrone's watch Facing the LMS too, man. Back in the day when he was doing lives and stuff, Chaz and Tyrone kicking the door. They do. Because you're talking about looks. You see what I'm saying? So when you start talking about the dude who get all the women, Chad and Tyrone be like, oh, that's me. He talking about me. That's my jawline. That's my eye area. You know what I'm saying? So Facing the LMS had everybody looking at his channel, man. Even like average dudes, Chad and Tyrone. Of course, there was a bunch of incels following him around. Mostly incels. There were some average dudes like me, and then the Chaz and Tyrones of the world. They was following them too. You feel what I'm saying? But I lack a lot of features that keep me from being top tier, man. Even when I was young, I liked a few things, like a smaller nose. My nose has always been wide, but throughout the years, because of aging, my nose is getting bigger every single goddamn year. It wasn't this big before. I noticed that my nose is getting bigger in my late 30s. One day I looked at the picture, I was like, oh shit, What the fuck is happening to my nose? It's called aging, bro. You can't do nothing about that. You can't stop aging. You're gonna keep on getting worse throughout the years as you get older. Feel what I'm saying? And then younger women, getting young females, it's gonna be harder. Every single year that goes by, you're just gonna keep on sinking on down until you die, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, that Pinocchio. Now more wide, man. My shit was getting wider. It wasn't like that in my 20s. Getting old, man. Part of life. I can get a nose job if I wanted to. You know, I thought about doing it. You know, just to look more attractive. You know, because I seen Hollywood people, including black people, get nose jobs. Mainly women, though. But I seen a few dudes get nose jobs, like Michael Jackson got a nose job because he had a real big bell pepper nose, man. I mean, when he was younger, man, that bell pepper nose it's worse than mine, man. I'm like, man, Michael Jackson, you was good when you was in Thriller, man. Why did you keep on fucking with the nose, man? You know what I'm saying? He chopped this shit off down to basically he had like some tape, like hold his nose together, bro. I mean, he really fucked his face up, bro. I mean, he kept chopping that nose down to the skeleton meat, bro. He kept on chopping that nose down till there was nothing left, man. You know? You know, but it's something that we can't control, man. Is getting older. You lose your looks. I noticed that. You know, that's why working out, you can slow the aging process with working out. Like every single older man should be working out until he gets lean, have a six-pack or something. To attract younger women, because you want to attract younger women. You don't want them older ones, man. I'm done with trying to get with women who are like in their 40s like me, man. That's too much of a headache. Like the female right now, she don't want to talk to me, and she's running away from me when she see me, and I'm like, oh, okay, leave that alone. That's got to be some old stuff. You know, that's got to be a female in her 40s and shit, bro. What about your skin when you were younger? We all know that skin is like at perfection when you're young. My skin has gotten worse throughout the years. I remember in my 30s, I started seeing my pores get bigger, and they got some skincare on the market that will shrink your pores and stuff, make you have smaller pores, because it's not good to have big pores, man. That's a sign of aging, you know. So I'm gonna go, once I get a bag, I'm just gonna be taking care of my skin a lot more too, man. Skin is important, man. You gotta take care of that. Skin care, even for men, bro, because as we age, we lose that fucking moisture, you know, and that richness in the skin. We lose that. Like I was watching this Leftover Woman channel a while back, and one of the young chicks said, ew, older men, ew, their skin is like sandpaper. I said, shit. Man. I'm like, God damn, my skin is starting to look like sandpaper. I know what you're talking about, but you gotta, you know, once I get back dating, I'll start taking care of my skin more. You know, they got some stuff on the market that'll youthing your skin up. You know, you can tell that young Jeezy does it. You know, other older men do it. That's important. Skin is important. It's good for like attractiveness, you know. It makes you more attractive when you got good skin. I remember when I was younger, I used to put like with palm cold cream on my face until I got over 30, and I realized I was allergic. I became allergic to like Palm's cream, and I used to put that on my skin to make it look more smooth and stuff. Even though I was young, but I wanted to have perfect skin. And I used to get like comments from females when I was younger on my skin, how good my skin looks. It's skincare, man. Put that stuff on your face. Makes it look more clear, man, and stuff that'll shrink your pores. Because like I said, man, when you get older, your pores get bigger. I noticed that when I was in my 30s. I noticed a lot of things in my 30s, man, that I didn't have in my 20s. Like the side of my eyes started to crack. And I started getting like lines and stuff around my eyes. And I'm like, damn, what the shit is that? I think I was like 32 when I recognized that shit. So this is the way nature intended for us, man. Meaning that your time is limited on Earth. When you start to see aging, you know, signs and stuff, that means that your time is limited. You don't have a billion years to stay here. You know, you get one good go around. You know, hell, you might not even make it to 80. Some of us don't make it to 80. You feel what I'm saying? So all that stuff, man, you know, money and stuff like that becomes more crucial when you get older, because then in your mind you still attracted to them young females, like the female on Starbucks. Man, she had a tight body on her. Man, I probably, if I had sex with her, bro, I probably wouldn't even last like 2 minutes, man. If I stuck it in just a few strokes, I'd be ready to explode all over the place. Just a few strokes, I'd be like, damn, let me pull out. I can't take it no more. That's how bad her smoking body was. And I know that I'll never get that unless I got some money. That's the only way I'll be able to date a woman like her, a chick like her. Because I ain't never had nothing like that. I ain't never had nothing like that. Even in my youth, I never had a woman that had a smoking body like that. Well, a couple of times, man. But yeah, I did. But I couldn't hold on to them. It was struggling. It was struggle time. And that's what I was talking about, the struggle in life, man. It's like, you know, a lot of men want to live life struggle free. They don't want to struggle getting women. They don't want to struggle getting the cars they want. They don't want to struggle getting a house, buying a house. They don't want to struggle. That sucks to struggle, man. That's why I'm chasing the bag now. Because I'm tired of the struggle. Like, I'm like, damn, this is gonna go another 40 years of my life if I don't get on the ball and chase this bag. You feel what I'm saying? You know? So it's like, you gotta understand, dudes, they get tired of that. I'm tired of it. You're tired of it. We all tired of like looking at a female that we cannot even imagine to be with. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they walking by looking good, smelling good, and you can't have none. You feel what I'm saying? You get tired of like being the guy that's rejected by the certain type of women that you want. You feel what I'm saying? You get tired of being that guy. You want to be a guy where if I want a beautiful woman, I can have a beautiful woman. If I want a fly-ass car, or a car that's upscale or high-end, if I want one of those, I could get those. If I could buy a jet, I'll buy one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want things to be easy toward me. I don't want to be, I'm struggling so hard just the struggle is real. You know, barely keeping women in your palms. They see you and they, you know, might have sex with you once and then they disappear. You feel what I'm saying? Like that female that I met on Tinder a while back when I was I think I was like 37, you know, and we made out a lot on the first date. And the second date, I ended up taking her back to a hotel and banging the shit out of her, you know, with no condom on. Because she was telling me, oh, I got birth control. Don't worry, we can have sex. So I stuck my penis in there with no condom. And I was coming inside, busting nuts inside, man. And she was a good looking girl, man. She had a nice body on her. She was about an average looking chick, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't super pretty, but she wasn't bad looking. You know, and I scared her away with my desperation. You know, start talking about relationships right away too soon. You know, and she disappeared, man. She deleted me from Plenty of Fish and everything. And I was just like, man, the desperation was real with me at that time. And I was talking on the phone with her a lot. Don't ever do that. Always meet up with them in person. If you talk on the phone too much, she'll find out something that she don't like. Like Tom Leykis said, whoa, wait a minute. You don't like kitty cats. I'm not giving you any more coochie. That's how females are nowadays. They wait for a slip up because they got like options, you know what I'm saying? So if she find out you don't like kitty cats, that's a good enough reason to go with the other guy. This guy, he don't like cats. You know, that's how picky women are nowadays, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like you get tired of the struggle, man. You're just tired of like, damn, looking at that girl and wishing that you had her. That's struggle. That's called struggling, bro. Or if you're, you know, having sex with women, but you can't keep them around for very long, that's a struggle. That's called a struggle. You know, you're struggling to keep a female around, have consistent sex on the regular. That was me, man, when I was out there dating. I was shit. The women I was dating, even the fat women that I was dating, but slipping through my goddamn fingers like butter, man. And that was a struggle for me. You get tired of that. You say, man, fuck that, man. I'm gonna go get this bag and I'm gonna return back to dating where I got some leverage and a female has to deal with me. And that's why it's like Diddy, man. He had females around him and sticking to him, man, because of the money. That's what one of the females had said, man. The only reason why I stayed with Diddy for so long because of the money. Same thing with Cassie. The money was too good to be leaving alone. Even though she was getting slapped upside the head, punched in the face, you know, kicked on the ground, you know what I'm saying? She still kept coming back because of the money. You know, he would buy her a brand new purse and say, I'm sorry for slapping you upside the head. Sorry for punching you in the eye. You know, that man, he was beating her ass, man. Diddy was beating her ass. You know, so it was like, you know, it's kind of like that. You want to be not like Diddy where you're beating up and slapping people and shit like that, but you wanna have money like that where women hang on to you for dear life, and you don't want to be struggling to get coochie. You don't want any droughts. You don't want to struggle. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why they call it the struggle. Everything you're struggling with. You're struggling with your car. You're struggling keeping women around. You're struggling with financially. You struggle. You know what I'm saying? You know. Yeah, you got to date for marriage and settle down. Yeah, that's what I want to do, man. But I know for a fact that I'm gonna want to play around for a little bit once I get the bag. I ain't gonna settle down right away. I'm gonna explore my options. You feel what I'm saying? Once you get the bag, explore. But after settle down, no problem to have children, man. It's time to do that anyway. You know. But you tired of fucking struggling, man. You tired of the, you know, you just like tired of struggling for stuff. Like that girl in Starbucks, I want to bang her so bad, and I can't, because I'm struggling. That's all it is. You feel what I'm saying? That's all. You don't want to live your whole entire life struggling and struggling and struggling and struggling and struggling and just basically on the outside looking in all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? You're on the outside looking in like a little sad puppy, and the party's going on, and you can't get in because you ain't got enough money to get inside the party. Because the party's full of rich people and bad bitches. You know what I'm saying? Up in there. You know, they're throwing food around. Lobster, steak, and shrimp, and you on the outside in the cold, in the rain. I said, fuck that. I'm gonna try to figure out how I'm gonna get into that motherfucker. I'm gonna see if I can get. I want to get into that party, man. You know what I'm saying? You know. He said the lifestyle of juggling women will drain your energy as you get older. Yeah. But I'm not gonna like just calm down like right away. Yeah, I'm gonna juggle for a little bit to see which one is the best option, and then I'll settle down. But it's hard, man. Like when you got a bag, man, there's always a badder bitch that's hitting on you, man, because they know you got the bag. That's why a lot of guys get in trouble with the cheating scandals and shit. A lot of like dudes with money and stuff like that. It's hard to keep to this one woman when you're not built for that. But I'll try. You know, I'll try. I'll settle down. I'll try to do that. But it looks like I don't know. We'll see. You know. So yeah, like I said, man, you get tired of the struggle. You just struggling getting women that you lay your eyes on. You're struggling with cars you lay your eyes on. You get tired of that. So that's why I said I'm gonna chase this bag, and that's it, man. I'm gonna chase this bag and then get the woman I want, settle down, have children, travel. You feel what I'm saying? I want things to come easy to me. I want to be having a millionaire lifestyle. You know, I want money, a lot of money in my bank account, where I'm not struggling for no money. If I want to go buy a Lamborghini, I'll go buy one. You feel what I'm saying? And take it off the lot, brand new. You feel what I'm saying? Imagine if you had a Lamborghini, bro, you wouldn't be struggling getting them women, bro. Them women will be flocking to you. With a Lambo, shit, you get the pussy thrown at you, bro. You know. You know, a lot of guys, some motherfuckers, you know, make bad decisions and become broke again. Like Omar Odom. He down bad. He just got evicted from an apartment or a condo he was staying in. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do the right things with his money. He didn't invest nothing. He just thought that his career was gonna last forever. He didn't think down the stretch that eventually I won't be able to play I won't be able to play basketball anymore. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm gonna end this live, man. Talking about the struggle. It's interesting, man, because a lot of cats struggle, like me. You know, certain type of women I struggle so hard to keep, and it's been like that throughout my whole entire life. It ain't like it just happened when I got older. Nah, I've been struggling to get women like Gwen, the female that I was dealing with. The best looking chick I dealt with was Gwen. I ain't never forgot about her, bro. And I struggle to keep women with her body type. It's been like that. Guess who took Gwen away from me? Tyrone Light, Chad Rome. That's right. Chad Rome took Gwen away from me. I ain't never been able to replace that, bro, ever since. So I'm tired of it. Time to get the paper up so we can get these women, bro. I gotta go. You guys have a good day. Peace out, take care, and bless. I'm out.